Hello, everybody. It is Jason White, Into the Fire, coming to you live from Tulsa, Oklahoma. What a night. And I've actually got Danny Couples sitting there watching me introduce us. Hello, Danny. Danny, my good friend from Middle Tennessee. And we are going to be talking to a very special guest tonight. We're going to be talking to Angela Griffin, coming to us from York. Actually, she's probably coming to us from Leeds in the north central part of the UK, also known as England. And it's going to be a lot of fun. First time for her to be on a podcast. This is the very first time that we've had somebody on other than Amanda, because Amanda's behind the curtain and she comes to us to help us with all of our little problems on here from Eastern Canada up in Nova Scotia. But Leeds is on the other side of the pond, and this is going to be a lot of fun. And I brought Danny on, honestly, to I'm sure he's going to have some questions for her that I really don't know. I'm a former EMT. Danny's a paramedic, and she's the equivalent to basically an EMT, I believe, in our world. So how's your week been, Danny?
Oh, it's been really, really busy, like every week during the summer. I can never get caught up. What about you?
Very busy. The last 2 weeks, I've been very, very busy. I really enjoyed last week's guest, and that was Lenny DePaul, probably one of the most recognizable U.S. Marshals that is a legitimate U.S. Marshal other than Wyatt Earp. I'm going to throw Rooster Cogburn into that.
Yeah. I love that. I love that podcast. Last week was really, really good. All of them are, but especially last week.
Yeah, some of them are just really, they're all good. And some of them, even when we have a little bit of a technical difficulty here and there, which believe me, we're trying to iron those out, but they're all good in their own ways. There's not one of them that I've just been like, man, that really was horrible. I like them all. And this one is no exception. What's also cool about this is since we're coming to you live across the country, and I'm looking to see who's in the house, and I'm seeing a lot of the regulars that are here. One of my favorites, Jackie Muse, I think the world of you. I see Phyllis is here. I'm glad that you're here. I hope all is well. Kathleen, and the list goes on and on. I see that Steph is here. All of these regular people that come here each and every week. I just really love it. My cousin Darren, hey, how you doing? He's coming to us from Washington State, and I love it, man. I really do. So I don't know. Feel free to jump in at any time, Danny, if you got anything you want to say.
Oh, definitely. It's great to be back. I've missed a couple of episodes because of the busy life that we have, especially during the summer. But I'm glad to get back in the saddle again and excited about tonight.
Yeah, me too.
I've got a lot of questions. I know things are done a lot different there than it is here. I'm excited about finding out kind of how they do things compared to how we do.
Agreed. This is episode number 59, and who would have thought we'd have been here 59 episodes later? This is really a lot of fun, and I want to my heart. I'm really kind of sick, to be honest with you, and why I'm sick is the passing of the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne,
absolutely.
and yesterday Hulk Hogan. I mean, what the amount of I actually saw Ozzy perform years ago, and it was one of the best concerts I've ever seen, and incredible concert. And with respect to Hulk Hogan, I was thinking about this before I came on here. I thought, man, all of the smiles that he's brought to just kids and even adults over the years, man, my gosh, it's unbelievable. And we lost two really, really iconic figures as far as I'm concerned. So really, really sad for us. So I don't want to waste any time. Let's jump into this. I want to briefly mention who Angela Griffin is. She's coming to us from the other side of the pond in Yorkshire, England. She lives in Leeds, and that's the north central section of the country. She has worked for the Yorkshire Ambulance Service for the past 11 years, trying to make people's lives better. I love that. She's out saving lives and doing her thing. And she serves as an Associate Ambulance Practitioner. She was born and raised in Leeds, which is in West Yorkshire within the United Kingdom. She is married and a mum of 3. And she is a mum. She is a big football, which is to us here in the U.S. and many of I mean, that's really soccer to us, but football. She's a football fan of the Leeds United team, and hopefully I'm not insulting this, but the Leeds United team, and she wanted to add "Go Eagles." So apparently she may be a Philadelphia Eagle fan, and that's okay.
Oh, good, yeah.
Listen, I've known Angela for the past couple of years at least, and because she's an avid fan of the first 48, and that's really opened up a lot of doors for me to have a lot of friends throughout the world. I mean, I talk to people constantly, and I try to message people each and every day as the messages come in. There's not anybody that I don't message back, so I try to message everybody, and it's a lot of fun to have people. She says that we're really big over there, and she says that I'm quite the following. I know it's pretty crazy, actually. But she wanted to everybody know that Detective Jason White is her main man.
That's right.
That's right. We'll have a lot of fun. So that's what we're going to do. And let's go ahead and bring Angela on. Hello, dear.
Hi. Hey,
Angela.
Jason. Hi, Danny. Thank you for having me on.
Welcome.
This is brilliant. Hi.
It's bloody brilliant.
It's bloody brilliant.
That's
a Yorkshire accent, I hope you can understand everything that I'm going to be saying. It's really good to be on. I'm happy to have stayed awake this long just for you, Jason.
It's 1 a.m. in the morning over there where she's coming to us live from. So you talk about dedication. She literally stayed up. It's 1 a.m. It'll be over 2 in the morning when we get off of here, her time. And so I really do appreciate it, Angela. I think this is we could have taped this.
Absolutely.
And I threw that out there as an option, and she's like, no, that's okay. I'll be here. And so that's great, and I love it. She works for the ambulance service there. By the way, I'm wearing a hat that's very similar to the ones that you wear there. You can't see it. It says London on there, but
yeah, they've
very
stopped
close
giving
to
that. We can't get them anymore. We can't order the caps anymore because I was wanting to send you one, but never occurred. I have an air ambulance one that I'm supposed to be sending you, but that's still not happened.
I was hoping for a hat. I can't get a cup. I've been trying to get a cup from Jason I've known him for 15 years or 17, 18 years. I don't know, but I still can't get a cup. I was hoping to get a hat.
I've already got a Tulsa police badge that he sent me. It's in my bar. We have a bar out in the back, so I was going to bring it in, but then I thought I'd leave it where it was. Oh, have you got it? Yeah.
I'll get him.
Amanda,
you may see.
Yeah, she's got an autograph. What? Amanda, you may have a picture of that. It's in her bar, and it's a picture of a signed card. I think I sent you that picture. Maybe you can find it. But anyway, we'll show it here if I can get her to throw it up. If not, I will find that picture and we'll do that. So tell us about Yorkshire. You have a population that's over 500,000, I think, in that area. And tell us what it's like there, and you're raised from there, right? So
yeah,
tell us about
born and raised. So the area we're in, West Yorkshire, where Leeds is, there's North, South, East, and West Yorkshire. It's a really, really big county. It's the population overall is more like 5 million of the entire county itself. West Yorkshire is probably, like you say, around about 500,000. But it's a big county. We have lots and lots of countryside. Really beautiful place. If you've never been, visit. It's a great place to live. Great place to bring up your kids. It's central, like Jason said. So it's not too far from anywhere really. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about Yorkshire for now.
So tell us a little bit. No, go ahead.
No, well, I was just going to say, as Jason said earlier, we get to meet a lot of people in our world, and especially training. I did some training in St. Louis, Missouri, in the middle of America, with a guy. I can't think of his name, but I know he was a retired inspector chief from Scotland Yard, and he focused on shaky baby syndrome. And I got to hang with him all week long during that training. And he was telling me the size of England compared to the United States. He said, for me, of course, I've never been there. It's between where I live in Nashville, Tennessee, was about from Nashville to Houston, Texas, was about the width of England.
Yeah.
And I can't get that in my head.
Yeah, you've got, your states over there are bigger than England, some of them, and that's a fact. We are a tiny island, literally a tiny island. The British Isles itself is a small place comparison. The Scotland, Britain is obviously the Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, the British Isles. And even though there's 4 separate countries there, it's still really small in comparison to your huge, the amount of different states you've got, the different sizes of them. It's vast, completely different. Everything's different. The way, like you were talking about, the way the ambulance services are run, the size of them, it's so different. So different.
Well, tell us, number one, let me make sure that I'm correct in I always say England. Is that the correct way to say that, or is it just United Kingdom? Because I see that like in a lot of the addresses.
So the United Kingdom comprises England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. So that's the United Kingdom. So people, you're either from the United Kingdom, you could be from England, you could be British. What's your nationality? I say English because that's the part of the British Isles that I'm from. But a lot of things, it kind of makes me laugh quite a lot because a lot of them, you guys in America will say British accent. They've got a British accent. And realistically, there's no such thing because English people have an English accent, Scottish people have a Scottish accent, Welsh people have a Welsh accent, and Northern Ireland people have an Irish accent. So that's one thing that just makes me laugh because, it's not like I'm not doing it to make fun. It's just there isn't a British accent. You either have an English accent or a Scottish accent or an Irish accent or Welsh. It's a very strange place for a small island, and I can see you confused already.
No, actually, it makes great sense. It's just like the U.S. where, we have Southern accents and, the accents from up north and in Michigan, and Wisconsin, New York, California. So I get it, and but I'm glad that I'm getting educated a little bit here. So tell us a little bit about how did you get interested in working on an ambulance? Because that's interesting to me. And what's the schooling?
All the training I've done has been in-house. So it's all been done within the ambulance service. I got into it quite late, really. I didn't leave school and join the ambulance service. I had all my kids first. So my youngest son is 13 now. He was 2 when I joined. And I joined initially on an apprenticeship with the patient transport service. So they're the non-emergency people. They don't run on lights to emergencies. They do routine appointments, take people to appointments who don't have transport. And I did that for 12 months. And then I went on to the emergency side. Now I've trained in-house as an emergency care assistant. So that's an unqualified member of staff who, they assist qualified paramedics and they assist technicians. I did that for about a year and a half, and then this is where your mind might get blown because there's so many different roles. So I went on from emergency care assistant to an EMT1. I did that for a year. So there's EMT1, then I went on to EMT2. So EMT2 is a qualified position, as in America. Obviously, you guys have EMTs and paramedics. We have several different job roles within the service. So EMTs now have changed. So now they have Associate Ambulance Practitioners, and paramedics, and all the training's done in-house. Obviously, to be a paramedic, you have to do a degree. You have to go to university and do a degree. I don't know how they qualify in the States, but here they do a full master's degree before they can work as a paramedic here. So currently I'm an Associate Ambulance Practitioner. if you can understand all that.
Yeah. What does that mean to me? What's that mean, Danny?
Well, I was going
Equivalence
to. Well, that's what I was going to ask her. Is what is that equivalent to a paramedic?
So you have EMTs and paramedics. You have that there, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have emergency care assistants, ambulance care assistants, associate ambulance practitioner. So, and I'm associate ambulance practitioner, and that's the level below an ambulance practitioner, which is a level below a paramedic.
Okay.
So you're way up the chain. Yeah, you know what's
Does
up.
that make sense? Yeah.
Well,
no, I wouldn't say I was way up the chain. I'm as high up as I want to be. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
I'm happy in my role. I don't want to progress any more than that. There's so many young kids leaving school, going to university. There's so many young kids now. Well, I'm saying kids, they're not. They're extremely talented young adults that are coming through university, coming through as qualified paramedic. And I'm happy to work with them. You know, I've got 11 years experience, and I'm just happy in the job that I'm doing and the role that I'm in.
The way hours, Angela, the way hours go, I don't know if you may already know, but ours starts out as a basic EMT. That's what my son is.
So that's probably So that probably sounds like the EMT ones that we had.
Yeah, they can't really do a whole lot but do the transfers like you said earlier. And then we move up to an EMT advanced and then a paramedic. Then I am a critical care paramedic, and that's
really?
We have there's one level that's equal or a little bit higher than this. You know, it's a flight credentialed parademic.
Credential.
Yeah, so it's FC. It's critical care FC paramedic. You know, so that's as we go, and as that goes up, the higher it goes up, the more that you're able to do.
Yeah, and we have that here too. You have the paramedics, and once they've qualified as a paramedic, they can then branch out. We have critical care paramedics. So they're out on the cars and they're responding to all the category 1 calls, as we call them, cardiac arrest, major trauma jobs, things like that. Anything like that, they'll get allocated to. There are urgent care paramedics. There's paramedics that can prescribe. So a lot of those guys will kind of deal with patients on scene, you know, treat more like medical cases rather than your trauma or anyone that needs transfer into hospital. We have an air ambulance. It's run by a charity. It's all charity based. The only thing that's paid for by the National Health Service is the staff. The helicopter itself and all its maintenance and everything is a charity. So we have that. There's lots of air ambulance services throughout the country. Yorkshire has its own. There's 2 helicopters based in Yorkshire. And then we have what's called a HART team, the Hazard Area Response team. So they'll go to things that involve anything with chemicals, anything with danger from heights, as people say, on buildings, things like that. They're all really highly trained, and a lot of the training they do is similar to what the fire service do. So that like you say, that once you're a paramedic, there's lots of other things they go on to do as well. Lots of things. There's so many roles. Everyone just assumes we're all paramedic. They go, they see you in a uniform and they'll just assume you're a paramedic. But
yeah,
so many different, which is fine.
Same here, same thing. So we call 911. What do they call over there to get help?
999.
999.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, 999, and that's the same. So that's your 911 is our 999, and that obviously is for fire, police, and ambulance. Or we have a non-emergency, so 101 for police. So if there's I don't know that you have police non-emergency line. Here we have 101 for police.
We do, but nobody knows it.
No, or nobody uses it.
Yeah, nobody uses it. Yeah.
they use the heck out of it here, along with 911. Usually,
Yeah. Oh,
for
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it now your ambulance service? I noticed that it's got the same logo in many different places in the country. Is that basically that is the service throughout the entire country?
So that's me during COVID. That's
God,
what we had to wear.
I bet that was a really challenging time for you, honestly, as a medic.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
It,
I can't even
it was.
imagine.
I mean, it was. I mean, obviously, nothing changed regards to we weren't off work. We had to still go in. And initially, when it happened, it was because we didn't know the complete extent of the seriousness of it. We had to take such huge precautions, which I'm sure you guys did over there. We had to wear respirators, those full Trivex suits, and anything that sounded slightly like COVID, when we'd have to get all that gear on, even to like cardiac arrest and things like that. But thankfully, we all got through it. But yeah, it wasn't best. Yeah, it was rough.
In our business, it was bad time. I mean, for everybody, it
Yeah.
was. But, we had, we're there in the face of the sickest of the sick, and luckily, knock on wood, if I can find some. Oh, here's some right here. Hold on. I never got COVID. I never got sick.
No,
I never did, and I took care of some sick patients.
Yeah, me too. And I wasn't ever really ill with it. The only symptom I ever got was a loss of sense of smell, and that was prior to it even being a symptom. So that's the only real. I had like symptoms of it, but every time I tested, I didn't have it. So yeah, my husband was really sick with it when it first started.
Wow.
He was really poorly, really poorly.
Wow, I don't think I ever got it either. I don't think I ever had it either, to be honest with you. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we're in some of the worst. We're around some of the worst areas. There's no doubt. Yeah, absolutely. You have an immune system that is a little bit heightened, I think, because of that.
Absolutely agree. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, we do. When I first joined, I had a lot of chest infections when I first started. I don't know, and now you build up a really good immune system. I truly believe that. So luckily we do anyway. Because otherwise.
Yeah, I can think of a few times when I was in the people we were dealing with, they weren't COVID conscious. Let me tell you, it was, a mask, not really, unless, they just really wanted to avoid detection. And then, so really, when we were dealing with people, it's really difficult in my world to interview people when I can't read their face. It's very hard. And so we would find ourselves basically starting out wearing a mask, and then by the half of it, you've got the mask pulled down, and or you'd even have some people that you'd interview these people and they'd be like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I've had COVID for like 3 days." And it's like,
yeah.
Are you serious? And now you're telling me, and we've been in a room, 6 by 6 for 2 hours, but I never would get it, for whatever reason. No. Thank God. At least I don't think I ever had it.
Some people have natural immunity to it. They've already got the antibodies for some reason, or even if you've had it, you haven't had symptoms, then you build the immunity. It's just whether you're susceptible to it or not, I imagine. And thankfully, I didn't lose anyone close to me from it.
Well, so what is a day in the life for you over there? I know every day is different. You respond to, every day is never the same. You never know what you're going to be running into, but you guys certainly don't have near the gun violence that we have here in the United States. It's not even on the same planet. Really.
No, obviously we don't have, we have completely different, gun laws. Very, very rare that you hear of anyone, especially in Yorkshire, in my experience of anyone being shot. I've never been to anyone that's been shot at all.
Wow.
It's very rarely heard of it, which is probably quite shocking for you guys to hear, because that's kind of like a big part of your job, I imagine.
We had a shooting homicide yesterday.
Exactly, and it would scare me, if I worked like you, Danny, in that environment. But I suppose you're used to it, The thing is, though, here we have knife crime. It's horrendous, really bad, and it's the young kids that are carrying them, they're taking them with them to school. Just maybe around about a year ago, a young kid, 14-year-old, was stabbed outside the primary school, not 150 yards from my school. He died. Helicopter came for him. Just so sad, and it's young kids doing it. It's not grown men.
Wow.
You know. Yeah. So the knife crime and things like that is more prevalent here. But obviously, we don't have the right to bear arms here. So if there are any guns, they're not legal.
Oh, wow. So the knives a big thing. You know, we train a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
here with active shooters in schools. We do that a
Oh, wow.
lot. And
Yeah.
because of all the unfortunate school shootings that we've
Yeah.
had over our nation, and we do a lot. The county that I live in now doesn't have a whole lot of gun violence like homicides, but the county I come from, which is one county south, not very far for you, probably 20 miles or less. There's I don't know what the difference is in that region, but there's a lot more there.
Yeah.
So, but I where I work at as a critical care, I rarely work a gunshot wound there.
You do, yeah. And I mean, again, it probably is a regional thing. Definitely here it is. I mean, knife crime, if you compare it where I live or where I work to London, I mean, there's no comparison. It's just so much more. There's so much more down there. Why, I don't know. It's just, you have this epidemics in places like there'll be no, you know, up north. Sometimes they have them. You know, there's horrible things that happen in, you know, in small places that you don't expect them to happen. But definitely, it tends to be overall a regional thing.
What
Well, let
about
me ask you this.
drugs
Yeah,
and
drugs.
meth, or I say meth, but drugs in general.
Oh, right. Yeah, meth. So, heroin here, we don't really, I mean, meth is here. It's not as prevalent here. But in general, anyone that I've been to at work that's having trouble with overdose on drugs, it's heroin more than meth. But yeah.
How about fentanyl? Do you guys see much of that?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like they don't tend to know whether there's any in it, because it's kind of like they're mixing it now. And it's been on the news where they're kind of warning people, be careful, because there's certain people that are bringing it in and there's fentanyl in it. So then you might have dependent on the time or place, you might have an episode where there's lots of people having overdoses because of the fentanyl in the heroin, because they don't realize it's in there.
Yeah, I see behind the, you know, I get to read all the messages back here, and I'm seeing that Amanda was saying she was like a little bit shocked about heroin. Heroin is off the hook. You know, it wasn't for a long time, especially in Oklahoma. In the central part of the United States, heroin was non-existent when I became a cop. I mean, it existed on the East Coast and the West Coast, and now you have heroin. It's all over the place. I mean, it's kind of cheap.
It's horrific. It's horrific. And there's cocaine and obviously marijuana, but it's not legal here anywhere. You know, I think, do you have states there where it's legal? Cannabis?
What, heroin?
No, cannabis.
Marijuana.
Marijuana. Sorry. Marijuana.
Marijuana.
Marijuana. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, no. So is there? I mean, is marijuana legal there?
No. There's versions of it, you know, that people can take kind of like just for medical reasons. But no, it's not legal.
Okay.
It's a class C drug. It's not major, you know, but it's class C. So
now I know that you're not a Bobby, you're not a cop over there, but
Bobby.
You know, people see you in uniform. And, you know, a lot of times, well, first of all, is there a bill that comes with your service? Do you actually bill the citizen, or is that part of, do you have like a national healthcare system or something along those lines?
Yeah. You mean for uniform?
Well, no, let's
for the service. Oh, right. Yeah. No. So no, we don't bill them. No. So the National Health Service covers everyone's healthcare. So you don't get a bill. We don't need health insurance. It's fantastic, to be honest with you. I mean, it's been about so long. It's struggling a lot more now, just based on the fact that the population is a lot bigger than it was when it was, when it was introduced. But no, everything's funded by the NHS, which is paid for by the taxpayer. So we are, in a sense, paying for our own healthcare.
Right.
So if you call an ambulance out here, you don't get a bill.
Okay.
Any treatment, there's no bill. You don't get a bill. I mean, that's one thing that as a country we're proud of, is the health service, because it's there for everyone, regardless. It does change, I suppose, the way that the health service is used, in a sense that, like ambulance specifically, if you're going to get a bill, you may not ring. I don't know. You may not call. Depends on, your situation. What happens over there if you don't have insurance? Then, is that then covered by? Is there a section of the government that covers people that can't get insurance?
Are you asking about us?
Yeah.
I know on our side, it's hard to say. It just depends on where you are. You know what I mean? It's there's some areas. A lot of the hospitals write it off. I mean, if they can't get it, they'll try everything they can to get reimbursed until they can't. Ironically, I saw a commercial today on TV. Fire departments don't charge. They go out and they fight a fire, and they do what all they do. And they do a lot. They go everywhere with us. When we go on a call, they go on a call. And I saw on TV today that they were going to start charging for their services. And I've never heard of that before. Like if they go to a non-emergency call that didn't really warrant an emergency response, that they were going to actually start charging for it.
Wow. Don't know how well that's going to go.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so yeah, that's interesting to me. Well, I don't know if that'll ever happen in our country. I mean, to be honest with you, it's just they talk about it all the time. They try to implement it, and I know that it sounds just fantastic, but I don't know if it'll happen. I'll tell you what I would like to see, though. I would like to see our prescription prices drop like it is in other places in this world, because they're nuts here. I mean,
are they?
Oh my gosh, yes. It's crazy. Yeah, you can get stuff over there. I mean, from what I've been told, you can get like different types of prescription medication over in England and Europe that's, a fraction of the cost as to what we pay here. But
it's around about it's around about £9 per prescription here. £9.
That's
so
heavy.
I don't know how much that's in dollars. That's per one. So if you're on one medication and you need it once a month, you're paying £9. You'll get your whole prescription for the month for £9. Whatever that is in dollars. I don't know what that is in dollars.
Yeah. What is that in dollars?
I don't know. I would say about $7, $8. $8.
Okay. I know £9 sounds pretty heavy.
Yeah. And first of all, I want to thank your boss for whoever you talk to get permission to be on here and stuff, and for them allowing you. You're still working in the field?
Yeah, I'm currently off at the moment. I know that you've had people on prior, people that you've talked to. I think the guy that you spoke to, I remember his name, but he talks a lot about mental health. So I'm currently off with quite, with my mental health, suffering with mental health problems. So I'm not trying to say it, but I'm currently off work with that. Not necessarily job related, obviously, but I am still serving. I'm due to go back. $12. There you go. $12.
Yeah, I saw that.
So yeah, I'm due to go back to work in beginning of August. But yeah,
good. My question is that you basically go how are you received by the public? Because there's I know a lady that's married. I get messages from England all the time. There's certain countries that I get messages from people. I get some messages lots of them from Australia. They're very inquisitive, in Australia, and
Yeah.
they want to know, and they'll just flat out ask you. And then in England, you get a lot of questions too. And so and there was somebody that I knew from back in the day. They're married to a police officer in London, and she said to me, she goes, "Oh no, we don't ever tell anybody what my husband does, because it's like as a police officer down there, it's kind of scary. I mean, they're not liked necessarily. We're not liked really by a segment of the population here either. But there, it's like they really are not liked. Is that the way it is up there in your area?
But for police,
yeah,
I think there's a section of every community that doesn't like police, but I think there's an obvious reason why.
sure.
If you ever have a reason to be in contact with police for the wrong reasons, then you're not going to like them, because the majority of people respect the police here. I know I certainly do. If they don't respect you, then there's a reason behind it. That's all. The only thing I can say. There's nothing, there's nothing that you can really do about it. To change people's opinions. We as an ambulance service are received well. We don't get, well, I mean, you do in certain cases where, depending on who you're with, if somebody's been drinking or they're having a bad day, you might get, abuse held at you, but it's part of the job, really. But in general, we're well received.
Just a reminder to the people that are listening to us, we're being joined by Angela Griffin. She's coming to us live from Yorkshire, actually Leeds, in north central England, where the temperature right now is probably in the mid 60s. What? And it's about 99 degrees here where I'm at. It's it is. It's brutal hot. And so so we're being joined by her. She works in the industry, the ambulance industry, and she is basically just like one step below a paramedic. So thank you for being here. And like I asked you before, you got permission to be on here by your bosses and so forth, and I want to thank them for allowing you to come on here and speak. You still work in the industry. Danny still works in the industry, as I do. So therefore, if I ask you anything that you really can't answer, because I don't want to get you into any trouble. And I'm not going to put you on the spot at any point, but if I happen to answer or ask you something that you're like, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. We'll cover something else.
Yeah.
So as far as walking around,
go on. No, go on. Sorry, Jason.
No, go ahead. Well, I was going to ask. No, go ahead. Tell me what you were going to say.
No, I was just told, if we're talking about the ambulance service generically, that's fine. I just, obviously, I'm not here specifically talking about Yorkshire Ambulance Service, just the generic of the ambulance service. That's all it is. Yeah,
no problem. And nor am I talking about the Tulsa Police Department. So anything that I say is not necessarily endorsed by them. So my point. So in England, I've not been there. I hope to go to somewhere. I hope to go to the UK one day, and I think that it would be fascinating. And so for me, let's just say I go over to England, and I know bad stuff could find you anywhere. But is it relatively? You guys just don't have convenience stores that are open all night long, right? I mean, I don't know if you do or not.
No, not well. No, some places do, but we don't. In general, no. About 11 o'clock's the latest. There might be the odd one, but they're not round the corner.
So if I happen to be hanging out at a pub late at night, and I happen to be leaving the pub and walking down the street, is it relatively safe? For all intents and purposes. If you're looking for trouble, you can find it, of course. But for the general person that's minding their own business, is it relatively safe there?
I mean, I don't know all the statistics and things like that. I haven't looked into anything like that. But on a answering it personally, I feel safe. Yeah, I mean, I don't tend to be walking about on a night on my own. But if I was, I would feel safe in my local area. Yeah, I feel safe walking around my area in the dark on my own. Yeah, so I would say so. Yeah, in comparison, and I don't know why. I just feel I don't know why. Would I be safe walking around, parts of your area at night? Would you advise that?
Well,
No.
it would depend upon where.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I
I mean,
would say so, yeah. I would say so. Some areas aren't. Obviously, everywhere you go,
yeah,
every county, every city, every town has an area where you're just not going to walk around there at night. But in terms of where I am, if you come to the pub near me, Jason, you'll be safe.
I know I
That's
would
all
be.
I'm
I
saying.
have no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
And of course, so that brings me to my next question, and this is something I kind of want to talk about for a minute. And the first 48 you guys watch American television over there. Of course, you're not. How does that happen? I mean, do you guys have to have a special subscription to a special satellite or something like that shows television from here?
So the first 48, we can only go up to season. I don't know what season you're airing there now, but we can only get up to season 25, I think. And even then, not all the seasons are available. So platforms like Amazon, Netflix sometimes has it, but they'll just have like one season, and it'll only be contracted for so long. So then that season will disappear, and then another one will come on. Mm-hmm. So you can't watch. There's no way you can really watch it season chronologically, 1 to 25. So I've just kind of found them randomly, really. But Channel 4, one of our own channels, that's the British channel, has them on at the moment. I can't remember which season it is. But you can watch it. It's just hard. There's no specific channel. So we don't have A&E. What channel is it on there?
A&E. A&E. I mean,
yeah.
We have it on A&E. You can watch it on Hulu. I know that they have previous seasons on Hulu, and you have Hulu there, right?
Yeah, you can get it. Yeah, you can get.
Yeah,
I mean, there are. I don't. What season are you on there though now?
I think we're on 27. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're on 27. So what's interesting to me is, so I know that you probably watch some other television shows from the U.S. as well, but you have told me, you said, "Hey, man, you guys are really a big deal here." I mean, a lot of people watch the first 48 there. Is that true?
Yeah. I think my brother's watching now, actually, my younger brother, and he loved the first 48. And when he heard that I was coming on this, he actually messaged me and he went, "You are not going on Jason White's podcast." And I am. He was like,
"That's so cool.
Way, he's a big deal." And so, yeah, my brother watches it. A lot, there's friends, I know friends that watch it. There's Facebook groups here that are, first 48 Facebook groups in England. So it is a big, I think it's because it's so unique. I mean, we've got something over here called 24 Hours in Police Custody, and that's about the closest you get. And that's just a program where they follow the 24-hour investigation once they've arrested someone. So it's so unique, is the first 48. Just getting to be there from the minute you get that call, all the way through to charge, and if you watch the critical minutes or the other episodes after, you can see what the outcome was. So there just isn't anything like that. We don't have anything like that here. So that's why I absolutely love it. It's amazing. It's a great program.
So let me ask you, what is it about it that is kind of fascinating? Is it just the level of violence that you kind of see that goes on in the United States, or just the amount of time that people get in prison? Because I'm sure that the time that they get here, I mean, when people get wiped out here, I mean, and I don't know if people get the same amount of time in prison for murder there as they do here. But when you get life, man, you're getting life for the most part.
Yeah.
Or the death penalty. Did they have the death penalty there?
Yeah.
No, we did. It was taken out. I think it was in. I'm not going to say because I'm not sure precisely when it was. We did have, but we haven't had it for a while. It might have been. I'd have to check the early 60s. I'm not sure. And they were hanging people. So we never had like electric chair or lethal injection.
Firing squad.
Hanging. No, that I don't know. Possibly. Not recent. Not. Yeah, it was hanging.
Oh, hanging. Okay. All right. And that hasn't happened here in the United States in a long time, but
No.
we still have it in the books. I mean, a couple of times here recently, I think they've had firing squad, but for the most part, it's the lethal injection.
Yeah.
So Steph is in the house, and she actually is like an administrator on the First 48's Facebook page, which has got I think they've got like 90,000 followers or greater. But she tells me that I'm reading over here that she tells me that they're on season 28, which is good.
Oh, right.
It's good for you. I mean, it's good for you, Angela, because that means that there's plenty of more episodes that are going to be coming your way. I think
yeah.
I think there's like about a year lag, year and a half lag maybe to England, actually.
Yeah. And are you still filming though, Jason?
Yes, we are
I'm
still
not
filming
watching unless you're on it.
So
and
Jason,
that's what I want to hear. Thank you.
is that how you two met, Jason and Angela? Is there like a blog? You meet on Jason on the First 48 Facebook?
I definitely didn't stalk Jason. That's definitely not what happened. No, so I met. It was through Facebook. Yeah, it was just purely the fact that I love the First 48. Jason was on Facebook, so that's how we got in touch.
Yeah, which, by the way, for those of you that are listening in England, because I think you said that some people didn't believe you, right? They're like, "Oh no, that's not possible."
Yeah,
well, it's true. It's true, and not only that, but you can follow me too, and you can go to my Detective Jason White Facebook page, and you can also go to my Detective Jason White YouTube page, and you can watch this episode and every other of the 58 other episodes, to include Jackie Muse episode number 2, who's in the house. You can go to all of them and you can see them all, and they're great. So and anyway, so I'm fascinated by this because you watch that. You guys probably tune into this, and is it kind of like the talk when you go to work and you're like, my gosh, did you watch that episode last night? That was freaking crazy. Just kind
of no, because it's not like on talk about it, but there's not like everyone will be on different episodes because they're all watching it on different platforms, if you know what I mean, because there's no specific channel really that so you can say, oh, watch it on this channel on this night. It's all streaming really, so it all depends. But yeah, I mean, I have this people at work who watch it, and I'll talk to them about it. But it's not like a so like there's not a set night or a set day that we're all going to watch it at the same time. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Jason is Jason a superstar over there like he is here? I mean, is he like Brad Pitt is? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's nothing. Yeah. Brad Pitt has got nothing on Jason White. Let me tell you.
No, that's funny. I'll tell you what. I've been on a lot of episodes. That's for sure. We've been on there. Our city has been on there for over 11 years now. Believe it or not.
Yeah, it was always the Tulsa episodes that I liked. I mean, not just. Obviously, you are my main man. Don't worry, but the rest of the guys at Tulsa as well. I just love the whole team, and I just like watching you all working together and the kind of bonds that you have. And it's not like I say, it's not just about the sort of jobs that you go through and the crimes and things, the horrendous things that you deal with. It's kind of like the bond you guys have as well at work. That's a big part of why people like it as well. I think it's not just watching people having been shot and being arrested and all this kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think people are surprised about the fact that we're actually pretty decent to people. I mean, we're not in there yelling and screaming.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm the same at work with the people I work with. I mean, the people at work, they're the best friends I've ever had. But be friends for life. And I think jobs like ours, you do make friendships like that because it's such a, it's not an easy job that we do. So I just do think you make bonds and you have friends for life. That's the perk of the job, I suppose, rather than.
Yeah.
Right.
What's
Angela,
future?
You can do what I do, Angela. When I'm at our EMS station, and the First 48 comes on, and there's Jason with his glasses on top of his head. You know how he does it? There he is. And he comes on, and I say, "Hey, there's my buddy." And every one of them always say, "Yeah, right."
Yeah, right. Yeah,
then I had
exactly.
to get on my phone and text him up, and say, "Here, see."
Yeah, no.
Well,
No,
I'll tell you what. I've had this idea actually because ITV is the company that actually they film us, and by the way, you'd asked me if they were still filming here. They're going to be filming here for as long as the network stays afloat. I mean, the thing of it is that streaming services are killing the traditional cable of today. And so everybody, because the prices of cable and satellite services and so forth is people are able to just stream stuff, and it's almost making that form of television a little obsolete. But so if it continues on like it does, I can tell you this much, and that they're going to be here in Tulsa for there's no end in sight anytime soon. And and I'll tell you this much, Angela, that we don't make any money to be on that. Actually, they do that for recruitment. Because I don't know I don't know that people are lining up to be police officers over in England, but over here in the United States, I mean, there was a real time that we kind of got vilified, so to speak. When you have a bad incident that occurs in the U.S., and I'm trying to think of an example, the Minneapolis thing, where you have a cop that does something they shouldn't have done, that puts us back years. And so when that happens, they kind of all those relations that we've built with the communities and so forth, it just really hurts. And the Rodney King situation is another one. And so we're kind of getting past that, and we're moving back to where we need to be. And now we're starting to see people starting to apply again, which is great. But so what's now you've been to the United States, right? I think you've been to Florida, haven't you?
I've been once, I've been once. What I've been now, but 23 years ago. But I've only been once, and it was a whole Disneyland thing. So I've not seen real America. That's a theme park. Let's be real. Universal and all that thing, all that sort of stuff. And I went with some friends, so I've never been with my family. But I really want to do to see proper real America. I'd love to take those guys for a start. They're my kids, Jack, Sean, and Ava. I'd love to take those guys. But yeah, on my bucket, I'm 50 in 3 years, and I want to go to New York for my 50th.
That's the best.
I just haven't. My brother's just been for his 50th. My oldest brother, and he went to New York. It's a pipe dream for me, though. It's just never. I just don't ever see it happening. But it is. There's so many places there I want to go. There really is. But Florida's nice.
Hey, it's possible. I tell you what, New York's the greatest place ever, and that's where I know Danny from. We've actually spent 3 different times in New York City. It's epic.
Yeah, it's always been somewhere I want to go. Hopefully for my 50th. I've got 3 years to make it.
You talk about walking around safe. I always felt safe walking around New York where we were.
You did, yeah.
I did. Around Manhattan is where we hung out most of the time. We went over to Staten Island a few times, but in the city, I always felt safe. What about you, Jason?
I did every time I was there with you, Danny. But the last time I was there,
well, I was safe because I was with you. You know what I mean? But anyway, I felt safe.
Oh yeah, man, because I'm a badass in the world of policing.
Right.
Yeah, right, for sure. So hey, I'll tell you what, I felt really good there up until the last time I was there. And I'll be honest with you, I was teaching at the New York City Police Academy. I was teaching not to the cadets, although I did see a bunch of them, but I was teaching at the New York Association of Hostage Negotiating, and their police academy is like a 7 or 8 story building. And they literally have a subway car that's up like on the 6th floor, and they have a city street. And I need to one of these days put up pictures of this because it's fascinating. But what they when I was there, their academy is in Queens, which is one of the 5 boroughs. And to say the least, it was a little bit, my head was on a swivel. And I started walking. As I was walking a little bit, I was like, I ended up popping my head into a bus that was just sitting there. It was a city bus. And I said, hey, dude, where do I need to go, like in a hurry, buddy? Because it was starting to look really, really sketchy. And then when I got on the subway, usually in New York City, you see a cop on every platform, and you see a cop everywhere. And man, they weren't any around. And I had seen people checking me out, and it wasn't because they recognized me. It was because they were like sizing me up. And I was like, yeah, this is not good. So,
no, it doesn't sound good.
But no, don't let me, but let me tell you something. New York City is epic. It's fantastic. So I highly recommend it. I'm sitting here looking at another. Go ahead.
Sorry. The tourist attractions, people want pictures with the New York cops and NYPD. If you're going there on holiday, it's like, oh, you've got to get a picture with one of the NYPD in the uniform. My brother did it. They'll look for them to have pictures with them. They're iconic.
They are iconic, and it's one of probably the most iconic agencies in this country, as far as easily. And they're very, very approachable. Very good people, and so forth. Yeah, they're great. And matter of fact, not only that, they're actually really good at what they do. So they're exceptionally good officers. So what else about England do we need to know? I mean, if I'm traveling over there, and just as far as what are some of the things that, well, what do you think the major differences really are? Because you're the mother country for us. We came from there, and
I don't know. Having been to America and obviously living here, everything's just so much. And you'll probably hear this a lot of people that if you ever ask somebody from England what they think of America, everything's so much bigger over there. Buildings are bigger, cars are bigger, houses are bigger, roads are bigger. We have, 3-lane motorways. You have however many lanes on a highway. Everything's bigger, and I noticed that when I went there. It's a bigger country, obviously, but it's just so different as well. Everything's bigger. Everything's
got this big bridge called the London Bridge, right?
Oh yeah,
it's in Lake Havasu, Arizona.
It's not as big as the Golden Gate Bridge or the Brooklyn Bridge.
Okay,
even your bridges are bigger.
It looks bigger on TV. I know that. It looks big on TV.
It's a great country, and there's some great places here. There's some great scenery. There's some, especially in Yorkshire. We've got the Yorkshire Dales. We're not far from the Lake District. Absolutely gorgeous, countryside and scenery. Fantastic cities, big cities. Leeds in itself is a big city. So the cities aren't as big as your cities. Obviously, we're only a little tiny island, but I big up England, and you should come. You'd like it.
I got a friend that's from Norwich. Do you know where Norwich is?
Norwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, Norwich. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a friend that's from there. Yeah.
You know who? Sorry.
They rode. My buddy of mine is a paramedic. His mother, that's where she was born. And he rode with the East Anglian Ambulance Service. Do you know what that is? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he rode with he went with him and kind of spent some time with them over there.
Yeah, so there's 11 different trusts, or there's 10 mainland trusts, and they all operate within specific boundaries, the services. So like I say, 10 mainland trusts. And that's all we've got. I know it sounds mad. So the country's divided as far as the ambulance service is concerned into 10 areas. And each area.
Do you have a trauma center? How many trauma centers do you have?
We have every county's got a major trauma hospital. So in Yorkshire, I'm not sure specifically how many there are, but we've got one in Leeds General Infirmary. That's where we take major trauma. There, obviously, I think in London there's maybe 4 different ones. The major trauma system in London is phenomenal. It's really, really good. I mean, it is here. But we do have specific trauma centres, in answer to your question. There's hospitals that don't take trauma. patients, and they don't have helipads for the helicopters to land on. Leeds General Infirmary does, where I live.
Gotcha.
England being in a smaller country and so forth. Have you basically been all over that country at this point? I mean,
yeah,
I would think so, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I've been to Scotland, Wales, Ireland, Northern Ireland. I've been down south. I've obviously been to the capital. I have been pretty much everywhere. My husband's family are Southern Ireland, so we're in fact going there beginning of August to see his mum. So Southern Ireland also, there he is, Liam.
That's my grandson's name is Liam.
Yeah, Liam is a great name. Yeah. But his mum's lives there, so we spend a lot of time there, and that's a gorgeous country as well. Really, really nice, lovely people there, great people. So we're going to Dublin next first week of August to watch Leeds United, actually, because they're playing there in Dublin against the Italian team. But yeah, I would say it sounds bad, doesn't it? I've been everywhere pretty much everywhere. Yeah.
No, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's not difficult though. It's so small.
Yeah, right. So, that's really interesting stuff. So, I was gonna ask you. Have you seen any of the royalty over there? I mean, did you ever get to see the Queen of England?
I didn't. I never ever saw her in person, and I would have loved to have done. I met Princess Anne when I was in middle school. So Princess Anne is the Queen's daughter. Yeah. So she's a king's sister. And I met her. She just came to our school for some reason, and we all got to shake a hand. And that's the only member of the royal family that I've ever met. Some people love the royal family, some don't. I do. Absolutely love the royal family. And when the Queen passed away, and Prince Philip was really, really sad. And we've got Charles now, King Charles, but no, I've never met the royal family, apart from Princess Anne.
Yeah, take over for a minute, Danny. I got to go grab something. Take over for a quick minute.
Hey, Angela, do you guys work with fire departments? Like,
no,
do you have ambulances with fire that go with each other all the time?
No, we don't, and that's something that interests me about you guys. No, we don't. We have specific ambulance stations and fire stations, so we're not based together. We work more with the police than anything. But yeah, how does that kind of work there with fire and ambulance? Because it is interesting, because I just don't know if it's something that might work here.
Yeah, it depends on where you are. Like Nashville, Tennessee, perhaps they are a large system, so the fire department has both ambulances and fire, so they respond that way. Where I live, just the next county south of Nashville, we don't work with the fire departments, but we're stationed with them. We don't work for the same people. Does that make sense?
You just have the same. It does, yeah. You just station together.
Yeah, we're stationed together. I work for a hospital, and they work for a fire department, and we have like 5 different fire departments. So all of our actions are at different ones every day. We run about 22,500 calls a year in our county. We have 20 ALS ambulances in our service, so we stay pretty busy.
Yeah, I mean, like I've been looking a little bit about it, and like there's something like 23,000 different EMS, or I don't want to think of licensed EMS companies in America. 23,000 different ones. That's just mind-boggling to me. Because we've got 11. We've got 11 different ones.
Oh wow!
You've got 23,000.
That gives you.
I mean, it's completely the way it's run's completely different. So I get it that way, but it just seems so much more complicated.
Yeah, you say you work with police. What do you mean by that?
Just not with them, just more often than with fire.
Yeah.
Just based on the jobs, really. Because if
Okay.
you go to someone who's assaulted, the police will be there. Anything that the police requirement on. We used to use police for call for concern. So if there's a call for concern, then we'd ring police. If we couldn't get in, we couldn't make entry. But now we've worked with fire for that, so they come and annoyingly we'll be there banging on the door, knocking on the windows, and making ourselves known. And we need to make entry to check that this person's okay, and then we have to get fire to come. They knock on the door, say fire service, and they're coming out the door.
Yeah.
Right. We've been there banging on the door, and they're just
we tell the fire department the only time we need them is to get a cat out of a tree. I'm kidding, fire guys. I was just kidding.
I was going to say anything like that.
Yeah,
I wanted to show you something. So actually, I have one of these. It's a Queen Elizabeth Barbie doll that I've had.
Oh wow!
I've had this in my closet for gosh. I was like, yeah, I'm going to hold on to that. I bought that.
Yours, Jason?
Yeah, it actually is.
What did you hiding that?
It's never been out of the box. I bought this like 25 years ago, at least, probably even longer than that. And I was like, I'm going to hold on to this because, one day this thing's going to increase in value like big time. And
it's just made me laugh that you've gone running off to find it. That's awesome. I love that.
Have you ever seen one of these?
Queen Elizabeth Barbie doll? I don't think so, no.
This thing would probably be a hot seller in England, no doubt.
I think you need to get that value, Jason. And if it's worth anything, you need to split the money with me towards my New York fund to get to New York.
You got it right out of the closet.
Deal.
Yeah,
I did. Well, no, actually, I went to the closet and I'm like, where the heck is my Barbie doll at?
Yeah,
where's that? And I don't play with Barbies, so let's not get the wrong idea here.
Let's clear that up real quick.
I literally saw that on this shelf. You guys don't have Walmart's.
That's so funny. Where's my Barbie doll? That's not something I ever expected to hear Jason White say. Where is my Barbie doll?
So I went and asked my wife. I said, where's those Barbies at? And she goes, oh, they're in the garage. The garage, as you would call it. So anyway, garage, right?
Garage.
But anyway, so listen, I'll tell you what. Anything else that you can possibly think of that you wanted to touch base upon? You guys have a little bit more incidents of. To me, I think you guys have you have some terrorism events that occur over there from time to time. Am I right?
Say again.
Like terrorism? I'm sure there's always that terrorism concern there.
Oh yeah, I think there is. I think there's concerns all over the world, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's not something I've ever sort of had any, direct knowledge of or contact with. So it's not something really that I can comment on, fairly. But yeah, it's always a risk. And we have threat levels, and that we have to be aware of. There's people monitoring it, and like you do over there, your intelligence services on monitor situations, and we have that here. And then we'll get threat levels, which are filtered through to us, so we're sort of aware of the threat levels. But other than that, I've not really, I can't really comment much about it. I'm not, it's not something I've ever had to deal with.
Angela, do you have people that train with police? Like over here, we have I'm a tactical medic, or I was. I'm not anymore, but I trained with the police department as a medic to work with the police. Y'all have that over there?
I think possibly they do. I don't think we have it in Yorkshire. I might be wrong. It's not something I'm aware of. So possibly they may do down south. I don't think we have it. Certainly nothing that I've ever known about in Yorkshire.
Mhm.
But it sounds good. It sounds like something that would work. I think we've had like police and mental health cars. So like, dealing with, I think we've worked with the police. Police have had to us working with them, to deal with mental health patients. As far as tactical things like that, no, I don't think so.
Which is
Yeah.
a problem
I
worldwide,
Yeah, I have a solution. I think something just came to my mind, Angela, that's perfect for you. Okay. And Danny, there's got to be like an exchange program. And I'm gonna let you get off here. Your husband's probably like, how long is this gonna go on? But
No, like he's in bed, so don't worry about that.
Okay, so what I was going to say is, and Danny, correct, you may even know the answer to this. Is there not like an exchange program for somebody in her shoes to basically be able to come over to the U.S. and then they send somebody over to England to ride on their ambulances? I mean, I did that in Mexico. I rode on their ambulances in Mexico. It was when I was working in surgery, and I actually taught pre-hospital burn care in Puebla, Mexico.
Wow.
And that's near Mexico City. It was the fifth largest city in Mexico. I would think that they have something similar to that in the world, right?
I don't know, but I think that sounds like something I would love.
I've heard of that here. They do have things like, I don't know about our service in general, but
yeah,
that's happening here.
I'd love to ride over there. I really would.
Well, if you ever come over to the United States, I'm sure Danny could make that happen in the Tennessee area for sure. Yeah,
we can definitely. I'll let you come and hang out with our cold case team.
Really nice.
Yeah,
I need to get over there. That's the thing.
My detective Roscoe is listening, so I gave him a shout out. So I'll be sure he makes that happen.
Oh, thank you.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to be thinking about that, and I'm going to think. Of course, it's not like a month. It's like basically like a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks or 3 weeks that you could theoretically go to maybe even New York City, place like that.
Wow.
And I mean, I'm not promising anything. I'm just saying I know that they have to have something like that.
Yeah.
I know that they do, and that would be something that if I ever come across somebody that knows something really about it, and if anybody that's listening knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, then reach out to me and I will send her the information, because I think that would be epic to. I'm sure your ambulance service would even let somebody come over there and ride along.
I'm sure they would. Yeah. I mean, again, I would absolutely love that. I really would, and I'm sure, like, someone coming over here as well, just to see. We all do the same job, but it's so different. It's so there'll be aspects of it that are the same, and it's yes, we do this over there, but just based on a lot of the factors we've talked about tonight, it's very different as well, very different, and I'd love to experience it. I would. I think I'm supposed to live over there, actually.
Hey, well, you know what? There's plenty of room here in this country for you. We want good people. Yeah, absolutely. Come on.
Not much room in our country.
Well, I don't know how I'd be able to drive over there. That's the thing that scares me the most about over in England.
Why?
You guys drive on the
opposite
side. My gosh.
We sit on the right and drive on the left.
That would be hard for me.
Right. Yeah.
There's only like 3 countries in the world that drive on that side of the road, I think. I don't know, but not very many. That would be an adjustment for me.
I'd have a wreck first day.
Complete opposite, yeah. The driving,
So anyway, well, I'm going to look into that, Angela. I really am. I'm going to see what maybe I can explore on that. I think that would be kind of fun. Wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it really would. I'd absolutely love that. I
know they do it in England, because my buddy Scott, he did it. He rode over there with that England ambulance.
Yeah, they probably do. It's just, it'll all be to do with however it pans out. It would all be to do with money, wouldn't it? Who finances what, who pays for what, and all that kind of thing. And that's a shame, isn't it, that it would come down to that. But I'd like to think that it would be possible, because I would be all for it.
Yeah, I think it's all about it's always about the money, but this sounds like something that maybe could happen. I'm going to look into that, and I'll tell you what, we're probably going to close it out, and I'll tell you what, I appreciate you really appreciating my Barbie.
I just think that is wonderful.
I do too.
Oh,
I think
wonderful.
that's really epic, and that's something that it's a good thing that nobody I work with actually watched this, or I'd probably never hear the end of it.
Oh, well, don't worry, I can share it for you.
I'm not going to tell you what my buddy said. It's a county cop. He said, I knew city cops played with dolls. Now you get Roscoe for that.
It's never been out of the box. Never been out of the box, I promise. But anyway, no, it's awesome. I'll tell you what, next week, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be there's going to be a really good guest. It's going to be Rick Duggan from Dallas Homicide, the first 48 Dallas Homicide. He's retired, and he's now a beekeeper. And he not only does he beekeep, and he makes like a gourmet honey, supposedly. One of his former colleagues, Scott Sayers, says, "Oh yeah, man, that's not any regular honey. It's really expensive gourmet honey."
Wow.
But no, he's an investigator in Denton County, so we're going to have him on next week. It's going to be fun. Very recognized.
Can I just really quickly correct myself on something that I said at the beginning?
You can take as much time as you want.
It was about the population of West Yorkshire. I literally said there was 500,000 people in West Yorkshire. That's not true. It's 2.35 million. And I just wanted to correct myself on that, because I know for a fact that my brother and my mum are watching and they'll be laughing. So I have to correct myself. That's silly.
I think but in Leeds, is it Leeds that's probably got about 500,000, right? Or a little bit more than that?
Yeah. That's probably where I was going at, but I wanted to correct myself because I'd never live it down if I didn't. I am sorry for interrupting, Jason.
No, you're good. Did any of your people, I don't know if you have like a small audience there with you? You have people there with you?
Yeah, my son Sean's sitting here to the left of me, actually. Just grinning.
Well, Sean, poke your head in there. I want to see what you look like. So
come on. He's coming. So well.
Don't be shy, Sean. Come on.
Sit down. Don't be shy, Sean. There he is.
Hey, how you doing, Sean?
Hey, Sean.
All right, he's had enough.
There he is.
Oh, all right, well, cool. No, listen, I can't thank you enough, Angela, for taking the time to be with us at 1 something in the morning, and it's now actually 2:17 in the morning.
Yeah.
Over there,
yeah.
And I
really, really enjoyed it. Next time, I'll do a Steve-O and turn up at your house. How about that?
Yeah, you can. Do you know Steve-O, right? You know who he is. Right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Hey, basically, Amanda, throw up that picture inside of her bar behind her house, which is freaking awesome. I sent it to your Facebook. Hopefully, you got those pictures. Yeah, that's
that's my bar.
Yeah, that's her bar. But if you look in the middle, there's one of our Tulsa
Police Department. There you go.
Wow. That other pic. There you go. That's what I sent her.
Hey, see, look at us now, Jason. I'm on your podcast. Yeah. I just feel like
who would have thought?
We're going places.
We're going places.
Must be cheaper to send that to England than it is to Nashville. I still haven't got a patch.
Are you serious? All right, then I got to make that happen. I'm so sorry. I've known this guy for almost 20 years, and he doesn't have a patch.
But if you do, then I can't say anything next time. So
I will. I'll make that happen for sure. Hey, thanks for prominently putting up that autograph up there in the middle of your bar, which looks like a great place that I probably need to be sitting in one day. And no, for sure. Listen, I can't thank you enough. Honestly, I think that hopefully everybody's had a good time here. It's your first podcast ever, Sean. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it, buddy. You'll be the talk of your. I don't know. Is he too old to be going to school? Or does he go to
13.
school?
He's 13.
Oh, 13. He graduated.
He's only 13, so he's in what you would call 9th grade.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you can tell your kids at school that you've talked to some international TV star, so they're good for you. It'll make you big time over there, right? Good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It might be a junior in high school. I don't know what the equivalent is. He's in year 9 anyway.
Nice.
But yeah.
All right. Listen, thank you. Yeah, take a picture of this moment, and you can stick it on Instagram and Facebook, and let it go viral for Sean.
Yeah,
and he'll be super popular, and they'll think, man, that's freaking cool. So listen, I can't thank you enough, guys. Seriously, tell your husband thank you for letting us borrow you, your family, And if there's any questions that your fellow English people have no doubt, you can always message me anytime. I try to.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how many messages that you and I have had back and forth. It's actually crazy. It's like a volume.
I know.
It's fun.
Makes it sound like I'm a stalker, but I'm not.
No, believe me. No, listen. Don't worry, Angela.
It is a thread, though. It's a big thread. I've noticed that myself. There's a lot of chatting going on there, but it's all professional stuff. And then look, and now I'm on your podcast, and I honestly really appreciate it. It's honor. It is an honor to me, because I've been watching you. I've been watching you for a long time.
Young lady, the honor is all ours. I promise you. And it really is. This show is about you. This is your episode. Number 59 is all about Angela Griffin.
Angela Griffin. Hey, Angela, Jason told me in the beginning that you were a mom. I thought he said nun.
Nun, yeah.
She's a what?
A mom. I'm a mom.
Oh, okay. I got it. Yeah, I knew what
no,
it said.
I'm 100% not a nun. Yeah, I have 2 other kids, but they're all there. My eldest Jack is 22. And Ava's 19, so they're both not even in the house. They're with their significant others. So I just have my baby boy here with me.
Yeah.
He's a little embarrassed. That's okay. And so, but listen, I tell you what, I can't thank you all enough. Thank you all to the viewers that tune in each and every week. We cannot thank you enough, because without you, we don't have a show. And I will say this finally, just a couple more things, because listen, I like talking. So
do I.
For those of you, I'll just make mention of this, that it happened to be in the first responder business, whether it be in the ambulance field or you're in the police field or the fire field, those areas. I always like to remind people, it's kind of like what one of my guests had said previously. EMDR music is a very healthy thing. EMDR music, which is on YouTube, and if you play that kind of stuff, it helps you sleep at night, and it basically adjusts. It get all that stuff that we have to see, and it's not just for that. It could be people working in an emergency room in the medical field. It doesn't matter. Any job that's filled with stress or craziness, that you could literally kind of it resets your brain a little bit while you're sleeping, and you'll sleep better. So EMDR music, highly recommend it. Do you know about that, Angela?
I don't, but I'll look for it, because I don't sleep good. So.
EMDR music, and actually, I just did another.
I don't know. I hadn't heard of it.
Write that down, Sean. EMDR.
Yeah, Sean, get your pen out or text EMDR.
I'll write it down. Look, EMDR.
EMDR music. Go to YouTube and you type and you put in EMDR music, and not only that, but I'll recommend this too, because I just started doing this a couple of times. We just tried this over the last week. Seriously, and I'm not making this up. This is real. But do hypnotic stuff to put you to sleep, and you will sleep 10 times, a million times better than what you're sleeping now. I promise. And it's good for all of us, and that's what you want.
I'll definitely look at that.
And then I want you to tell me how it works for you, because I want you to check back with me to let me know that you sleep better. And so it does for anybody, man. Check it out. It's free, and that's the beautiful part. It's free. And so, yeah.
Sleep is not my friend.
Well, it's going to be, because you're going to do EMDR music.
I am. I've got it written down here.
But anyway, so listen. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got some guests coming up in the very near future. I told you about Rick Duggan. He's epic. I'm going to have August the 22nd, I think. I'm going to have one of the most recognizable sheriffs in the United States is going to be on here. Actually, August 8th, I don't mind letting the cat out of the bag. August 8th, it's going to be Doug Satchery, who's the Spice King, who is from Satchery's Cajun Spice. That's big time. This is not, and so for you, Angela, and for you, Sean, just to let you know, buddy, this is a big-time radio show here in the United States that's broadcast throughout the world, obviously. So tell your friends, and for those of you in England, by all means, follow this show and check us out. And if you know of any other guests that could be just really epic people, I think it'd be fun to have a police officer from over there. And so you just never know. I'm interested in so forth. But anyway, nevertheless, any other final thoughts? Any other final thoughts or anything else in closing?
No.
No?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you. And it's been great to speak to you, Danny.
It's a pleasure to meet you too, Angela.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Danny, for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, please put the word out. And the final thing I want to mention before we cut off of here, the KGRA family, we really appreciate you. They're going to put out some merchandise. And you know, I think I showed this just one time. They're going to put out some cool stuff. And it's going to be fun. And I hope it is. But one of the things, you know, we might even have things that have like a likeness of me on there, which, and I don't know, I want everybody's opinion. I mean, they made this for me, and
is that a bobblehead?
Well, no, that'd be cool. I want a bobblehead. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That would be really cool, and I would want one. But if you look at this, hang on, do you think that looks like me? I would like to see some votes on that. I think it looks pretty close. My wife looked at it. She's like, "Oh my God, that's you!" And I'm like, "Really? Yeah. I don't like the color of the suit."
Hold it up a little closer. I can't see it. Oh yeah, the glasses. That's it. That's
yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So I had to make some changes because the coffee cups that I had, I'm holding a cigarette because back in the day I used to smoke, believe it or not.
Oh.
And so I said, "Oh no, we got to get rid of that because that was years ago." And people look at that like you got the plague. So that's got to go. That doesn't have a cigarette on it. And so there's going to be a few changes. There's going to be some few changes. There's going to be some cool stuff coming out. I got to meet with them and we'll figure it out. Everybody, thank you all for being here. Next week, episode number 60, please be here. And if you have any comments, feel free to shoot me those comments on my YouTube page. And she'll probably sign on to that. She's probably on there. She can answer questions to you on there as well. And that's it. I'm going to let everybody go tonight. Next week, thank you again, Angela. Go to bed. Get some sleep, young lady.
Thank you. I will.
Listen to that music. Go to sleep.
And actually, before you get off of here, we're going to cut off of here and just stick around for just a minute. Don't get off. And then Amanda, take us out.